Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the dark or to walk around at night. Drewdad here for Drewdad Underground, back with Breaking Rocks. It's been a little while, but we're still here. Yes, I know it's dark in the room. No, the power's not out. I just decided, since I live in the underground, might as well live in the dark, right? Now, I know you don't hear anyone. That's because everything's turned off. All lights are turned off. It's getting dark outside. And I have a flashlight, and no, Joshy, it's not that kind of flashlight. Welcome to the underground, everyone. We're still here. Joining me today, assuming I have the audio working properly now, as I start turning some lights on here, my younger brother, Desert Nord. Hey, bro.
Hey there.
Hopefully that's loud enough. I won't know unless anyone pops into the chat to say they can hear a damn thing. There we go. We got lights back on here. Turn the last monitor on. How are you doing this fine evening, bro?
Yeah, pretty well.
As I said, when you thought it was safe to walk around at night, the boys of Breaking Rocks, Drew and Desert Nord, are back after a couple of months away from doing one of these streams. And we got some shit to talk about today. And I mean some absolute shit, huh, Nord?
Yeah, it's been a shit show.
To say the least. Between a pub having to deal with an Antifa activist or Antifa member for playing a stream of Hogwarts Legacy on a TV in their establishment. Pick-a-me quitting streaming due to being bullied off the internet for playing Hogwarts Legacy. And then other people said that they were thinking about it, and even though they didn't play it or stream it, they still got fucking bullied off the internet for just saying that they were thinking about it. So I want to start out with talking about this because this is kind of important here. Because some of these fucking weirdos will say that opening up a game case or playing the fucking game is akin to doing bad things like taking a person's life from the LGBTQ plus community. Wrong. What does affect lives are bullying people off the internet, convincing them to quit streaming on Twitch, convincing them to shut down their business, burning their business if you're part of Antifa. That affects day-to-day life, not playing a fucking video game. So, from that aspect, if you are a part of the LGBTQ plus community and you support this, you're part of the problem. But the bigger problem is people who claim to be an ally. You're a fucking monster is what you are. Bullying people into fucking oblivion will not convince people that you're right. It will convince people like Pick-a-me's fans that you're fucking wrong. And especially since for Pick-a-me's fans, you took away what they love to do, interact with her and watch her streams. They're pissed at you, and rightly so. Could you imagine, Nord, that that activists convince, or these fucking weirdos convince Mara Jade Shadow to quit streaming? It ain't gonna fucking happen, but could you picture that?
Well, here's the thing, though, about Mara and such individuals, is that, first of all, Mara and Mara's community would probably enjoy just
drawing
that kind of attention.
I just saw a response from Mara at one of them on Twitter just before we went live, and I'm like, I can't see his fucking tweet could be because it's protected. What did it say? And then Mara actually responded to someone else asking that, saying, this is essentially what he said. I'm like, oh yeah, he's an idiot. Because basically what that person called Mara was according to Mara, what he basically said was, you should just change your name to Karen Jade. Okay, dude.
That's not what the definition of the word Karen is, but okay.
And secondly, I work with a Karen. She ain't no fucking Karen, according to the internet Karens. She's the ultimate anti-Karen, the Karen that I work with at work.
And a Karen is a middle-aged woman that doesn't know how to settle down about something minute, petty, or small, and likes to contact authorities all the time, and wants to always bully people over things that she shouldn't be worried about.
Yeah.
That's what Karen is.
A quick shout out to the chat. I see Red Hood Winked is here. Hello, Red Hood. Red Hood says, it's crazy how much the Twitter mob can get with.
Get away with? Yeah.
It just says get with.
Yeah, he might get away with, or he, whatever. Sorry.
Are you assuming somebody's gender now too?
No, I was trying to back away from accidentally misgendering. But anyway,
I was joking, but either way, we don't care if you're male or female or anything. Everyone's welcome. We don't care if you're bi, trans, straight. I don't give a shit. The point is,
sure, we're not the type of people that build our personalities or our opinion.
We based our opinions on facts, numbers, real science, not Fauci science. You know, chemistry. Chemistry.
Engage in logical fallacy, circular arguments, non sequiturs, things like that. We try to avoid shit like that. Speaking of,
thank you, Red Hood. Red Hood in the chat says you're safe, Nord. Red Hood says it's okay. I'm not going to cancel you over it. So you're safe, Nord.
Yeah. Speaking of non sequiturs, the first one that you touched on there, at the very core of this bullshit, the Twitter crowd feels like they have the authority to do here, which is bully the living shit out of somebody for playing a video game.
Yeah,
simply because it's associated with a woman who said things that they disagree with. Imagine the mental gymnastics you have to go through to think that that's akin to murder. But okay. But it's a blatant non sequitur because, hey, newsflash, you know who's killing the trans community? The trans community. That's who's killing the trans community. And if they could stop doing that,
and also
the trans community would stop being killed by anyone.
And also by proxy, they're allies who go after fucking everyone.
Well, yeah, but they think they're defending something, which is whatever. They can white knight all day long, but it doesn't change.
Which also brings up another point, because they go through bully everyone that disagrees with them across the board. Doesn't matter left, right, center, conservative, Democrat, libertarian,
the simple
everything.
Fact is if you can't deal with criticism and difference of opinion, you're a child. You're not an adult. You're a child. Mentally, you're a child. Okay.
Yeah.
Criticism is not only needed for people who haven't had any. It's needed to grow up. It's also needed in the case of people who are in the wrong. Criticism is meant to be a guidepost. It's not meant to be, oh my God, they're criticizing me. I guess I should be depressed and kill myself. That's not what criticism indicates. Criticism indicates that you're doing something that is either wrong or is perhaps unwise for you to be doing. That's what criticism is about.
But the point
if somebody is just calling you names, I can't see why you feel bad about just being called names. If they're not true, what are you worried about? People call people names that are not true all day long. It's called adult life. People will call you an MFer. People will call you an a-hole. People will call you all sorts of horrible names as an adult.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're kidding. Sometimes it's a joke. Sometimes they're dead serious. If a guy crosses you in traffic, cuts you off in traffic, and calls you a fucking prick, you don't go home and cry about it, do you? No.
No.
And you move on with your life. But this crowd seems to be like very fragile, and yet they want to call other people things, and they want to go and bully other people. It's like, if you're that fragile about someone's difference of opinion to where you're gonna relate it to murder, even though what you're really talking about is suicide, you're not an adult in this conversation, if that's your point of view.
But
so what we're dealing with is a lot of spoiled, coddled, immature, little fragile little children. Okay. Versus people who just want to live their life and enjoy an IP of a video game and go about their business and harass no one. That's all they're trying to do here.
Exactly.
That's the fight here.
But the point I was trying to make earlier was simply this. If you're an ally and you're going doing this shit, you're doing more harm to the trans, bi, whatever community.
Well, sure, because people who are in the middle are no longer in the middle at that point.
Yeah,
because then actual victims on their side.
Yeah, because then those people are not going to want to support or be anywhere near the bi, trans, LGBTQ plus community, because they're going to be thinking that they're completely involved in all of the bullying and bullshit. And that's the problem.
Sure, you create a whole series of victims out of thin air at that point. And those, in those cases, are actual victims of something, not imagined victims or imagining themselves being victims of something. They are actual victims of something. Social harassment, in some cases doxing, in some cases threats to their life, in some cases all sorts of horrendous shit they shouldn't have to deal with.
And and Red Hood chimes in the chat. Allies that encourage the canceling or bullying of people who don't agree with them. Yeah. Exactly. That's who we're basically throwing under the bus. The fake woke activists who preach that I'm an ally, I support this, blah, blah, blah. But you're doing more fucking harm than good to that fucking community by acting like a complete fucking vile piece of shit on the internet. So
sure, the basic truth here is that a victim doesn't go around continuing the victimization cycle.
Exactly.
A victim stops that shit. A victim puts a stop to it and says, you know what? Maybe I'm a victim of something, but you know what? I'm better than that. I'm not going to do it to anyone else because I don't believe in it. That's what a real victim, who's mature would do, what they would do.
Yeah.
Is they wouldn't keep it going. They wouldn't continue to make it worse. They would try to stop it.
Exactly. So on that note, Pick-a-Me quit streaming. I don't know if you guys are familiar with who or what Pick-a-Me is. She is or was a VTuber on Twitch. I don't know if you know what a VTuber is, Nord.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Okay, yeah. She played Hogwarts Legacy for her final stream, but I was also hearing reports that she was going to quit streaming and doing the VTubing thing anyway, before she did her last stream of playing Hogwarts Legacy in the first place. I don't know how accurate that is or not. All I know is that she played it, the activist came, bullied the fuck out of her, and she's done. That's all I fucking know. Isn't she going to continue till the end of the month? I guess. I don't fucking know. All I know is the information that I've gotten from Clownfish at this point. And then from a couple other sources who actually are other VTubers as well who actually have worked with her. I've heard from them too, so by way of on their YouTube channels. But as it is, Nord, anything you want to add to any of this beyond the one last thing that I'm going to say? If you're encountering any of these fucking losers saying any of this shit about Hogwarts Legacy, do what Mara does. As in Jade Shadow, stand up for yourself. Just say no.
Well, well, the other thing you can do is you can do what, like, say, Eric July does. Ripa. What he does is he monetizes his haters.
Yeah, you could.
and
so there
he's
are
not alone in doing that, and it's actually a pretty good strategy. If somebody is going way too far and trashing you and calling you horrible names, just monetize it. Take advantage of their hate.
Hero High did a vid on it, and I think he said till the end of the month. Okay, that's fair, Red Hood. Thank you for that information. So she'll be going till the end of the month, but still, the fact that she's leaving, but still, either way, regardless of what Pikami's actually doing, attacking someone for playing a game, you don't see me attacking anyone online for still playing Elden Ring, do you? And I fucking hate that game.
The thing that they're doing, though, is that they're rationalizing it as in the playing of that game as though playing that game in and of itself is killing someone. So you playing that game, that's the way they're seeing it. Of course, it isn't, and that's insane.
Yeah.
And not true at all. They see it that playing the game is an act of violence. And therefore, since playing the game is an act of violence, engaging in violence toward that person who is doing that violence in their mind is justified. That's what's going on in their head. And it's insane. It's utterly insane.
Quite.
And I don't have sympathy for people who have consequences for choosing to do that type of insane behavior. I do not have sympathy for people who engage in violence because they've convinced themselves that something very routine, basic, and harmless like that is actual violence. They're insane. They deserve whatever consequences come their way for doing that. And I don't mean playing the game. I mean being an asshole to people who are just playing a video game and not hurting or harming or saying anything bad about anybody.
Yeah.
But they're playing a video game, and this is somehow worthy of being violent towards them.
Yeah, so as I was saying earlier...
Those people are assholes, and I have no respect for whatever happens to them. No respect for them, and I don't have any sympathy. If their life goes downhill from there, they've already earned it at that point.
Yeah. So as I was saying, there are 3 paths there in response to any of these fucking losers showing up. 1, the Mara Jade response, like this. I know you can't see it, Nor, but I'm holding up the middle finger towards the camera. The Eric July response, monetize the fuck out of them, or the Drew Dat Underground response, ignore them.
Yeah. I mean, I do care what goes on between people in our society. I do care about these sort of things, so I'm not going to say I don't care, because it does matter, and this is cultural war type shit. This is the battlefield upon which the future of our entire civilization pretty much rests.
Yeah,
unfortunately. So I'm not gonna just willfully ignore it. But on the other hand of it, somebody has to step in and say this is insane, and it's not healthy for anyone involved. And even if the activists are trying to get people to stop being mean to trans people or whatever, this is not going to help that. This is going to do the exact opposite of
which is exactly what I was seeing from some of Pikami's fans and whatnot. No, they weren't bullying or anything, but the sentiment was, yeah, we don't want to support these communities because of what they are doing, which it's not those communities doing it, it's their allies, which are not your fucking allies, folks, doing it on their behalf for the most part. Now, I'm not saying that all trans people or anything like that don't engage in this type of behavior. Some of them do, and they're wrong.
Sure, every single piece of hyperbole that could be said here is false.
Yeah.
people who are in the middle, or like say even on a conservative end, people who are not activists for the trans community are not bad people automatically. That doesn't
Exactly.
automatically make you a bad person.
It's your actions and how you interact with people that make you a good or a bad person at that point.
Sure.
But
nothing whatsoever to say about a person's character flaws or whether they're a good person or not. None of this identity politics bullshit has anything to do with a person. Not a single thing.
Yeah.
So some people are really good, and it's all complete mix across the board from every single side. It's a mix of some bad on that side, some bad over there, some bad over here, some bad and good everywhere. And so the point being is that for those people who are being bad deliberately and maybe even without realizing it, they need to stop, because being bad is never okay. Mm-hmm. Whether you're being bad necessarily just to do it against a trans person, or whether you're being bad as a trans person against somebody who has a difference of opinion, you're just being an asshole to that person just to do it. Whether you're on either side, being an asshole is not good, and you should stop doing it.
Precisely. But on that note, we're going to finally get into the reaction of Zombified from Falling in Reverse here, since we've said everything that we needed to say about that bar and Antifa and Hogwarts Legacy, Pick Me, and everything in between that we wanted to talk about at this point. Unless you had one last thing you wanted to bring up before we see what Falling in Reverse has in store for Zombified. Even though I've seen this video I don't know how many times, it's something that I wanted to discuss on here with you, Nord. Have you seen this yet?
Yeah, like I told you before the stream, I have actually seen the video that you're talking about, and I've watched your review of it already. So, I did mention
that was Watch the World Burn. This is a different video.
Sure, yeah. Okay, this is different.
This is the one that I sent you the link to.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. I watched. I also watched your other video too.
Yeah.
I have seen both of them. But other than that, I did say I was gonna probably get off the stream early, so
yeah. So
I should probably go ahead and get.
So on that, Nord, have a good night, Nord. I'm going to wrap this up with checking out Zombified and doing the react to the other one, because you guys in the comment section told me you couldn't hear it, so I redo it here live on this stream for you guys. Because I love my subscribers and my viewers, and I love your comments, constructive criticism comments. I appreciate all of you looking out for me and my best interest, which is why I'm doing the two videos here instead of just Zombified. But we're going to start with Zombified here. And you can drop out whenever you have to, Nord.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and say good night to everybody. And go ahead and get back here.
All right. Have a good one, bro. I'll talk to you again soon.
Yep. We'll chat soon, bro.
Yep. And on that note, if Joshy pops in, he does have the invite. And if he texts me to send it again, I can, because Joshy is always welcome to pop in too. But on that note, it's just us, chat. With Falling in Reverse after this fucking ad. That's nice.
A spy agency loyal to no nation. Are you ready?
That's great. So here we go. Zombified, Falling in Reverse. Like I said, I've seen this a number of times. You guys are probably seeing it for the first time yourself right now. And there's a reason that I'm doing this on the stream, because of what I was talking about earlier. So let me know if you guys can hear it in the chat, Red Hood. Can you guys hear it in the chat just fine? Because I do want to point out that clicking sound in the with the speaker turning on. the attention to detail in this video is fucking beautiful. It sounds a little low. How about now?
Stars are living under your bed, 'cause they are the voices in your head.
The monsters are not living under your bed. Thanks, Red Hood. The monsters are not living under your bed because they're the voices in your head. Yeah.
The stars are living under your bed, 'cause they are the voices in your head. Zombified by the lies they said, we've become the walking dead.
Yes, we have.
Everybody's talking edge. Oh no, they never let go. Something you said 10 years ago. They're canceling you. And they won't stop till everybody's zombified.
They won't let go. I've heard this song a few times before, but not the music video. Yeah, the music video is fucking epic. Falling in Reverse has from the two videos that I've seen, are really good at telling a story within a music video that's separate from the song that they made. And then there's also their message in their song alongside of whatever storyline you see in the music video. So you got to pay attention to a lot of things going on, the words in the song, and then separate from that, what the hell's going on in the video itself. So every facet of your brain has to be functioning to watch a Falling in Reverse music video, from my point of view. You have to be awake for this shit, folks. But as I was saying, the line he said there, they won't let go of something that you said 10 years ago. They're canceling, and they won't stop until everybody is zombified. Ain't that the fucking truth? We were just talking about that earlier, before Nord had to check out.
Something you said 10 years ago. They're canceling you. And they won't stop till everybody's zombified. Their body knows we lies like it's formaldehyde. You're dead inside. Goes on and on like this girl. When it stops, we'll never know. They're hypnotized. And they won't stop till you're zombified.
They're pumping us with lies like it's formaldehyde. That's a good fucking line. And then the girl in the mirror, she looks normal. But in reality, she's zombified. Like I said, the storytelling within the music video, you have to... Red Hood, after this, go watch the music video for yourself on... the name of the channel right here, Epitaph Records. Go leave a like, subscribe to their channel, do all of that stuff because they totally fucking deserve it. And be sure to be following Ronnie on Twitch as well. He also is a Twitch streamer as well. Ronnie Radke, the lead singer from Falling in Reverse, great guy. And I know that he also does reactions to people's reactions. So I have no delusions of grandeur here on this channel. But at the same time, on the 1% chance, if it's even that high, that you see this, Ronnie, I just want to say thank you for everything that you are doing. Thank you for great music, great videos. Thank you for being the tremendous talent that you are. And do me a favor, Ronnie. If you are in a good relationship with your parents and whatnot, do me a favor. Thank your mom and dad for fucking for me because they created you. Because I appreciate you as much as I appreciate your parents then, Ronnie. But as it is, let's get get back to the video.
Let this go. When it stops, we'll never know. We're hypnotized. They won't stop till you're zombified. You gotta shut your mouth and bite your tongue, 'cause you don't wanna piss off anyone. You're traumatized by the damage done. Welcome to America.
And the imagery here of zombies holding up the flag, like the statue to the veterans from World War II. I don't remember the name of it, but the imagery. When you see the video, Red Hood, and those of you who will see this afterwards, Falling in Reverse are some of the the production is on a whole nother level. The only thing that competes with this is Nova, Rockefeller, and Tom McDonald, and this probably surpasses them by just much. As painful as that is for me to say, Hangover Gang forever, but as it is, fucking beautiful video, and the imagery and everything. But he was, what the hell was he saying again? I forgot. Oh yeah.
Your tongue, 'cause you don't wanna piss off anyone.
Shut your mouth and bite your tongue because you don't want to piss off anyone. I don't care about pissing people off. Welcome to the underground. We're here to talk about truth, facts, and if you don't like that, it's your choice to leave. You don't have to stay. You can leave whenever the hell you want. But you also have the choice to stay too, and to still hear me out anyway, even if you disagree with me. And to be honest with you, I would rather if you stayed. Just saying. In other words, if you don't like my politics, please stay anyway.
Damage done. Welcome to America.
Exactly.
Oh no, they'll never let go. Something you said 10 years ago. Their cats are like you. And they won't stop till
He threw a mic stand at him. I know you don't know Red Hood, but evidently Ronnie Radke has a history at concerts of throwing mic stands into the audience because he's so into what he's doing, and he's gotten criticism for that. So for him to throw a mic stand at a zombie in the music video and hit him in the head with it, it's fucking funny. So Ronnie owns his faults. I applaud you, Ronnie. I applaud you, man. And that's, once again, another reason why I like you as much as I do, Ronnie Radke. You're a good guy.
everybody's
the guy that had the shirt on top of the car that Ronnie just blew away there, the shirt said, "Fuck Ronnie Radke." Fun fact for you when you watch this on your own. After the zombies. LOL, that's owning your faults to a T. If only the Twitter mob would do that instead of blaming everyone else. Exactly. The world would be in a better, a more peaceful place. But then again, people like Mara and Eric July, i.e. Young Rippa, wouldn't be able to monetize it now, would they? Just saying. Anyway, let's take it back a second. Actually, let's see that epic entering of the zombies again. Because that was epic. I just thought of it. Could you imagine if there was an alien invasion and they picked up all the fake Wokies and then just took them off to dark space somewhere? That thought just crossed my mind with the aliens picking up the zombies in this video. That was Zombified by Falling in Revers. Well, the recent news with all the UFO sightings were not far from an alien invasion. True. Very true. But, as I promised earlier, to go back through Watch the World Burn again, because I did a pre-recorded reaction here on the channel. The audio, the comments section was lighting up with like a few people saying the audio sucks, fix the audio and whatnot. And I was leaving likes on all of that because I appreciate all of you for your constructive criticism. Because that's the thing. Criticism, if it's constructive, I will always respond. I will in some way, shape, or form. If it's destructive criticism, fuck you. I'm going to ignore your ass. But for all of you that were concerned about the audio, seeing as how, thanks to Red Hood, thank you for letting me know about the audio earlier, we're going to go back through Watching the World Burn right here, right now, for a second time here on the channel. And I will put that I did this in the comments later on. You haven't seen or heard this one yet. This, when I watched it, it had been out for like 3 weeks. It's been out for a month now, so it got 15 million views. So I'm going to go back through Watch the World Burn for a second time. And you're going to be seeing it for the first time, Red Hood. So here we go. 3 days ago, Rosalie did a reaction. I'll check out her reaction later. I see that right here on my screen. So I'll check out her reaction later for this. I didn't get the notification of that video from her. So on that note, after the ad, we're going to watch the world burn together.
Satisfying. Give me blue diamonds. Crunchy, tasty, sweet, or savory. Always satisfying. Give me blue diamonds.
There's nothing like putting nuts in your mouth.
Blue diamond almonds.
Here we go. Let's watch the world burn, guys.
Yeah,
I got voices in my head again, tread carefully, and I don't medicate, it helps me temporarily. I got problems, I got issues, yeah, apparently. Trauma that I'm burying, I think I need some therapy. I battle depression, I'm back with a message. I'm asking the question that if you hate me, why you acting obsessive? I'm past the point of no return by being passive aggressive. I'll brandish a weapon, teach all you motherfuckers a lesson. I actually battle my demons and jealousies, women and demons, and giving the shallows and lost. I don't admit that I'm living the life that I've always wanted when it comes to the cause. Lifting the jar, fixing to rip me apart, swinging with stars. Lifting the bar, lifting the end of the stars. So like I showed up a trainer, they mix with some predators. Turning up battle, but I'm finishing. Think you can stop me, not even a little bit. Nowadays, everybody's so sensitive. Taking my torch and you picking apart. Tripping on that, just getting the car. Ripping and ripping and sticking the mark. I'm tipping that jar. I got enemies trying to get rid of me. Evil tendencies are fucking with me mentally. I got people that don't like me in the industry. I can feel your energy. You were not a friend of me. Cause I have been to places that you never want to go. Yeah, I got dirt on people, but they act like I don't know. Yeah, I can do some damage, but I'll never rock the boat. All it takes is one post with some fun dominoes. Never get rid of me. Too many enemies. Pick up my imagery. You know my history. It ain't a mystery. Put every enemy out of the misery. Somebody send me.
This image right here in the video, when I first saw this, took me back to the First Order and the Force Awakens. Yeah. You'll know what I mean if you check this out for yourself, Red Hood. After the fact.
All it takes is one post with some fun dominoes. Never get rid of me. Too many enemies. Pick up my imagery. You know my history. It ain't a mystery. Put every enemy out of the misery. Somebody send me some positive energy. About to go dark. I'm about to go dizzy. Into the darkness. Into infinity. Shut you motherfuckers up. Listening?
Yeah. Exactly, Red Hood.
I'm never giving in to anybody. Always winning. Never kidding when I time. Taking everybody with me. You're never gonna get me. Cause you never stay simple. Get my motherfucking God. Really, y'all never got on. My joy is my God. I kill the syllables of the letter. Fill the bottom. A lyrical, typical, super villain. I'm venomous. And until they put me on top of the list. I can't control the monster anymore.
Dare I say that Ronnie Radke is this isn't a diss at Eminem, I promise, but is Ronnie Radke the next rap god? He's one hell of a rapper, I'll tell you that. Shout out to Ronnie and his lyrical skills. For me, there's in terms of rappers and rap music, there's Tom McDonald, Ronnie Radke, Chris Webby, and Samson, and then everyone else. And follow closely behind them by Eminem. Just saying. Syllables of the letter fill the bottom. A lyrical, typical, super villain. I'm venomous. And until they put me on top of the list. I can't control the monster any longer that's inside. Dark pain and sorrow left us solo. No tomorrow's hard to swallow. Darkness calling, someone calling. Tightrope walking, now I'm falling down. Like missiles falling from the sky. Going insane. I laughed when I first saw that guy getting pelted in the head with laptops and smartphones. Because initially my first reaction in the video that's still up on the channel that you can't hear the audio of this from, I believe my initial reaction was, yeah, getting pelted by laptops like the hate mob on Twitter. At the time, I believe was something along the lines of what I said at that point. Now it's time for the exorcism. I cannot disagree with you, Red Hood, on that. Yeah, that's Watch the World Burn. Like watching a Marvel movie that is good. I'm looking at you, Disney. But yeah, Falling in Reverse, arguably, well, I don't think I listen to much metal. So Falling in Reverse is probably the only metal band that I will listen to at this point. Because generally, the type of music I listen to, I hate fucking screaming in music. So the fact that Falling in Reverse I actually like is surprising to me. Because usually most of what I listen to is pop, rock, some rap music, Falling in Reverse, and just a wide range of a lot of different things, and some classical music sprinkled in here and there too. So I like some of everything for the most part. But if I can't understand what the fuck the person is saying, I generally don't give a shit about it. In the case of Falling in Reverse and Rodney Racky, I can hear most, if not all, of what he's saying. Unlike Tom McDonald, I can hear everything that Tom McDonald is saying. Hangover Gang Forever, but as it is. Thank you so much, Rodney Racky, Falling in Reverse. Great music, great videos. If you guys have not seen Zombified and Watch the World Burn, go check them out on YouTube for yourself. Leave a like, subscribe to their channel, subscribe here for more stuff like this. I did not hear Joshy pop in. Let me send him another invite. I don't see him online, so we'll see if he even does anything. If he's even awake. Because he was supposed to get home from work supposedly about 18 minutes ago, so. But on that note, anything you guys want to ask of me, I'll close out, as I usually close out talking about what Nord's been up to. He had to check out earlier, so I'll just go into what I've been up to unless you want to ask anything in the chat of what's going on and what's up. For the most part, I've just been playing games on my own. Been fidgeting with WWE 2K22 for a game. And adding real renders to custom characters that I had made, and also doing that for other downloaded characters from other people's creations. So I've been tinkering with a few things. I think you guys are going to like what you see on Twitch next time I play WWE 2K22. Beyond that, packing stuff for moving to Arizona in, let's see, what day is today, the 6th. Still a little over, well, it's just under 2 months away that I'm moving. The last Friday in April is when I'm leaving Minnesota, so I'm still currently just packing shit and figuring out what I'm taking with me and what I'm throwing out here. For the most part, is largely what I'm doing, so if you don't see me for large periods of time, what time do you usually go live on Twitch? It depends on when I have the energy, what time I get up and whatnot, and I never know until I wind up going, all right, I just ate. Let's go live right now, fuck it. Or I'll get up and go, I want to go live today. I should eat first, I should do this, and then I can go live. So it varies from day to day. And then if I have to work, sometimes I'll just wind up taking a nap and then wind up sleeping for 6 hours, then going live later on that evening. So it varies based on how the day went, Red Hood. But generally, most of the time lately, given what I have going on with getting ready to move, like in less than 2 months from now, generally stream like once a week lately, if I even get to do that much anymore. But once I'm out in Arizona, I'll have a better idea of like a consistent time frame at that point. But usually I try to not stream on Fridays because I don't like being in the way of Friday Night Tights because I'm a huge fan of what Gary and what all of them are doing on there. And also, I generally don't try to stream when other people are streaming for the most part because I want to watch everyone else's streams. So generally, it's either like in the middle of the night, like at 2 or 3 in the morning, or at some point in the afternoon, like at 1 or 2 in the afternoon, most of the time. Other times, if I hadn't streamed like in a long time, then I'll go live like at 8 o'clock at night if I haven't streamed for a long time. So that's generally the general time frame of what I'm working with. Good luck trying to predict me because I can't predict myself. So congrats on the move, by the way. Hope everything works out when you do. Thank you, Red Hood. Yeah, the reason I'm moving is because my sister's getting married. She just had her first child. I want to be in my niece's life. So, and my mom, my brother, my sister, and Joshy are all out in Arizona. There's so many reasons to go and like no reasons at all to stay in Minnesota at this point, other than me being lazy. So that's the reason that I'm leaving at this point to go to Arizona. And then also, generally, Geeks and Gamers does like a meetup once a year out there. So I know Joshy will attempt to drag me willingly to a Geeks and Gamers meetup at some point in the future. Once that happens. But on that note, I don't have much else unless you guys, or unless you, Red Hood, want me to take a look at something. I can call it a stream here. Yeah, always good thing if you can to be close to family. Exactly. I haven't lived near my family like in 7-8 years. So, well, actually closer to 6 because eventually at one point my mom was still around here. She moved to Florida at one point. Then my sister left for Arizona with a boyfriend that she had at the time that she's no longer with. She's instead married and has a child with someone else who does love her very much. And I'm proud to call that man my brother-in-law at this point. But as it is, yeah, there isn't much else unless you want me to take a look at another video before. No, I have got much to do. No, I haven't got too much to add, sadly. All right. So if you guys don't want me to take a look at anything, I'm going to call it here, call it a night. What time is it? 6:23. Yeah, I got some stuff to watch, like Rosalie's reaction to the video that I just watched, because I'm curious to see what she thinks about watching that preacher get burst into flames in a church that I've never seen before at the time in the video. I could see Marilyn Manson bursting into flames going into a church, just saying. But as it is, could also see a lot of Twitter activists bursting into flames going into a church too, but as it is. I will see you guys. Let's see, I have to be at work at 4 o'clock in the morning, so yep, you're welcome, Red Hood. Happy to be here with you. But on that note, let's see. I don't have to work Wednesday, so at some point Tuesday evening, maybe attempt to be live on Twitch if I'm awake. If not, then maybe sometime right after work tomorrow morning. We shall see. At that point, that's Drudat Underground Games on Twitch. Let's see, tomorrow is Tuesday. No, fuck it. I'll do some WWE 2K tomorrow. I'll show you guys what I've been working on. Until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow on Twitch for WWE 2K. Good night. Thank you, Red Hood, for being here. Thank you, Desert Nord, for being here earlier. I appreciate you. Thank you, Falling in Reverse, for 2 great music videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Good night, everybody. And may the force be with you. Fuck Nutty Dog. Railers are weird. Fuck the Twitter mob. Cancel culture. Hangover Gang forever. And I'll see you guys like a true patriot. Good night, guys.